Hello, my name is Katrina Lujan. I am a BSW student. What's your name?
Diana.
Diana, nice to meet you. So before we start, I just want to let you know that whatever is said in here is strictly confidential. But if you are harming yourself or somebody else, I will have to report it, and you have access to all your records at any time that you wish to look at them.
Great, good to know.
So Diane, what brings you in today?
Well, I've got a little bit of a dilemma. My husband and I have been married almost 20 years. It'll be 20 years this September.
Congratulations.
And thank you. Yeah, it's been a good marriage. We've had a lot of good times together. Difficulties, but good times as well. And we have a blended family. We were both married previously, and we came to our marriage with teenagers and young adult children. And all of them have eventually, pretty much gotten married and had families of their own. One of our children, my husband's daughter, she was very bright, very capable. She went on and got a master's degree in electrical engineering and worked for Intel for a while on semiconductor, and I don't know where else she worked, a lot of different companies, but she's quite bright. Her husband had a master's degree in music and for a while was with the San Francisco Opera. They lived in the Bay Area, and then they came back to Arizona and eventually moved to another state where he actually came back to Arizona and got a bachelor's and a master's in business and computers, so he's gone on to have a career with a bank. And she decided to go ahead and go back to school and get another master's degree in physics and engineering and teach at a high school. So they've been both really kind of high achievers. They've had 3 children, our grandchildren. They're a delight. They're wonderful. And but about a year and a half ago, she got a brain tumor and had to have surgery for that. And during the surgery, the surgeon apparently didn't realize after he'd had her on the table and had her open, discovered that he didn't have the correct tools or something that he needed. He had to have something flown in. And so she was like open on the table for like 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And she had a stroke, and initially when she came out of the surgery, she couldn't hardly do anything. It was very startling when she first came out, but over the months after that, she did rehab and develop her ability to speak and walk and talk, and some of the activities of daily living she's able to take care of herself, but not all. She can't drive. She's lost her ability her capacity to be a driven person. She can't initiate things. She has a lot of knowledge. She still has a lot of her math skills. She has her piano and her music skills. When you talk to her, she's very capable, but she doesn't have the ability to just get up and do things. She'll, like if the kids are here in the house and it's 4 or 5 in the afternoon, she won't just say, "You guys, I need you to go clean your rooms, set the table, we're going to need to have dinner in an hour." She won't, nothing will happen. She'll just kind of sit there watching TV for hours until she falls asleep. And so she's not like the parent anymore to these children. So her husband has been wonderful. He's been taking care of her for quite a while now, about a year and a half, but about last December he kind of almost had a nervous breakdown, and he just decided he can't do it anymore. And so he's separating from her. And so he's moving down here with the kids. He's going to have a house they're going to rent, and our daughter Jessica's going to come live with us, and they're going to be getting a divorce. And so she doesn't really have the ability to take care of herself independently, and she wants to have the children still in her life. So we've offered to let her come and live with us, and she does have full disability. She gets disability benefits for herself and her children, so there are resources to help pay for groceries and things like that. We are going to have to get a bigger car, obviously, stuff like that. So I don't know, my dilemma is just trying to figure out, we're trying to decide if we want to stay in the home that we're in or get a bigger place and get a bigger car, which will cost more money, but I don't know, I'll be working, my husband's working, and he will be getting his Social Security coming up in October when he turns 67 or 68. So we do have resources, I guess. What I've decided is we're going to have a lot of problems, but money maybe won't be one of them. So that's kind of why I'm here, to just kind of talk through some of it and try and figure out how to proceed.
Okay, well, let me just tell you that you are a strong woman for going through that. Like, that is a hard situation for anybody, and to see like their kid going through that could be really difficult. So I just want to say that you are such a strong woman.
Thank you.
And just to make sure I have everything clear too. So it's your daughter who went in for surgery because of a brain tumor, and turns out there were some complications, and now she has problems with how she initiates her activities.
Correct.
And now her and her husband are getting a divorce, and
Yep.
now you're deciding if you want to move out of this house or stay in this house.
Right.
Okay.
That's it.
What were you doing before this happened? What are some of your hobbies?
My husband and I've been going to school now for the last year and a half, working on my bachelor's degree. I'll be graduating. I'm walking in May, graduating in August.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then I'll be working for Department of Child Safety for 2 years. I got a stipend and scholarship through them, so I have to go work for the 2 years. And then I'm probably going to go ahead and get the advanced standing master's degree as well, because I think that's really the best track to go into. If you're going to work in social work, you really need the master's level, and maybe get credentialed, do an LMSW or LCSW or something along those lines with behavioral health or chemical dependency. I'm not sure yet what track I'm going to go into, but something to use my training. But I love to do family history. I love genealogy. I've done a lot of family research on different lines from my family, my Italian line and my Prussian line and the English line have all been fascinating to study those parts of the world and study the history.
Nice.
So that's been great. My husband and I like to walk and hike and swim, and we love to travel. We haven't been doing too much of it lately, but we're going to plan a trip to Hawaii next year when I get my first vacation. So
Well, that'd be so much fun.
yeah, it will be fun.
And let me just tell you too, when you exercise, your brain releases this chemical. It's called, it releases an endorphin, and that makes you happier. So that could be
Yes.
something.
That's excellent. I know, and I know I need to do that. That's part of, I think, why I get a little down as I've studying. I spend a lot of time in sedentary behavior where you read and you're on the computer a lot, and there's the stress of it and the physical fatigue. So then I'm tired and I go to bed. But I'm almost done with it now. So I think once I get next week, so that'll be good.
I think that'd be very good for you.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's definitely an area where I think it could really help me relax and keep a positive attitude and just generally, track into a happy path.
Exactly. I feel like once you start doing those things, you'll be able to get out of your head, and then you'll just feel so much better doing those things.
I agree. I think. Thank you for talking to me about that. I think those are some really important areas.
What have you? When was the last time you did genealogy?
I do genealogy almost every night. I will do my homework, and then it's a way for me to relax for about 45 minutes to an hour. I have several family lines I'm working on right now, and I'm helping a couple of friends with their research as well.
Oh, very cool.
And so it's really, there's always new research and new information coming onto the Ancestry.com and the Family Search websites, and you can go and look in different states and different parts of the world, and they have things coming up all the time. So it's a joy to do it, and I'm fascinated. I just recently did some research on the Higley family. We live here in Gilbert, and it's Higley schools and Gilbert schools, but this area is Higley, and I decided one time late at night, I wonder where Higley, where did that come from? And I studied the founder and the history of it. The gentleman is really quite remarkable. He founded the Arizona Republic newspaper, owned it for a while, and he's done a lot of interesting things in his life. But the family tracks back to New England and into Europe, and it's a real interesting line.
Oh, wow, that does sound very interesting.
It's fascinating. So
Very cool.
anyway,
And you said you were married. How many years?
my husband and I have been married. It'll be 20 years in September.
Oh, very
So
cool.
we'll have to do something next fall for a 20-year anniversary. It's definitely,
That'd be so much fun.
that'll be fun. Yeah.
Yes, go on a nice trip and
Yes.
just get away.
Yes. Everybody in the world but me's been on a cruise. So
Oh my gosh, yes, you
Yeah.
have to go.
I have to go. So I'll do that.
How does your husband feel about your the situation?
I think he's a little heartbroken. Jessica was always, he's got 3 very bright children, and Jessica was always such a happy child. She always called with lots of good news and had lots of wonderful things to share with us. And now she's in a different place in her life, and it's just really extraordinary. I think she had an IQ of like 190 before, and now she's
Wow.
like 120. So she's still smarter than most people.
Oh,
even
yeah.
even
I think she's
as
smarter
a-
than me.
yeah, I think I'm like a 123. I don't know. I saw that somewhere. I don't know if that's true, but she's like probably smarter than me, definitely in math, and she can play the piano. She's brilliant at music, and So we're going to work with her and try to get some testing done, get some neurological testing, and just see if we can't maybe help her develop some exercises to initiate that one part of her brain to get her functioning. She's not driving right now, and she's incontinent, a few things like that. So we have some areas we need to work on with her, but we love her, we adore her, and she's a joy to be around. We're happy to bring her into our home. So it feels like the right thing to do, and the children are comforted knowing that their mom will be here, and then they can spend part of the week with her and part of the week with their dad. That's the initial plan. As the children get older, they'll have more of a say in what they want,
Of course.
and we'll have to kind of see where all this goes.
Well, I think, it's a good idea, just, letting it happen and, letting, and, having a good decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be really good. And just remember, focus on you and take care of yourself, too, because that's going to be important in this situation.
I agree. We've talked about that, actually. We've said, there's going to be more people in our household now. We're not going to have as much privacy. We set up a game system in the boys' room so that when they come here, if they want to play games, we have to, it's just on weekends, not on school nights. They go in the room to play. They don't take over the whole house with video games and junk everywhere. And we're trying to keep them orderly and in place and have places for things and make sure their stuff's put away so we don't have a big chaotic mess here. So I think we'll muddle through.
Yes, of course. Well, my heart goes out to you on this situation, but I know you can definitely get through it. Like I said, you seem like a strong woman, and I know you could definitely get through this.
We'll be okay.
Thanks,
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure visiting with you.
It's a pleasure visiting you too. I look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks.